Welcome back into our new house studios for your Cuse.com pregame show. Adam, Avin, and Alex Pohl. But we got to bring in one more person to help us break down this game. Our sideline reporter, Maria Wainscott. Thanks for joining us, Maria. We really appreciate your input for this game. I know you talked to Kayla Trainer, the whole Syracuse team. What is SU's mentality heading into this game?
Welcome back to Cuse Countdown. Adam Avin, Gino Antamarino, and Luke Burgess talking Syracuse, Notre Dame men's hoops, and that's exactly where we start now. The Fighting Irish started off the year 4-0, looked good to start, but have lost 5 straight since, and similar to the Orange, have struggled against ranked opponents this year, lost both of their games to ranked opponents, and just lost their SEC-ACC challenge, like Syracuse, to Georgia. Guys, what's been wrong for them so far this year? Could it be just a personnel thing? But the schedule's been really hard, Gino.
Welcome back into our Citrus TV studios. I'm Adam Avin here with Adam Gotkin and another Adam Cohen. Welcome, sir. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here.
So I don't know how I'm going to differentiate between you two. We're all named Adam. Let's go by middle name.
Jacob.
Jacob. Oh, man. Oh, this is
yeah,
crazy.
we're no help here.
Well, we talked the attack, scoring. We talked the midfielders on this team who are stepping up, helping with the draw controls. It's only right that we continue on to the defense. And we can't talk about the Syracuse defense, which has been really solid all year, without talking about maybe their best player, Coco Vandiver, who has been elite in ground balls and caused turnovers. Alex, I mean, she does everything for the Syracuse defense.
Hey guys, I feel like I'm a tall person on the regular, but these guys make me look a little bit short. We have an exciting block for you because we're going live to Utah right now. Dan Shalom, our men's lacrosse beat reporter. Dan, thanks for joining us, my friend. We know you got a busy day covering this game, but let's jump right into it because you're the expert on this team. A lot of things have gone wrong for Syracuse over the past couple weeks. We got 2 losses to ranked opponents. Jimmy McCool gets benched, the starting goalie, and then just a couple of days ago, SU announces that Jackson Birtwistle, another star for this team, is going to be out for the rest of the season. So as our resident lacrosse expert here on Cuse Countdown, what can Syracuse do to get back on the right track today?
After the game, Fran Brown said he's getting washed and Syracuse football is back. Our Maria Wainscott tells us more about the Syracuse football win.
They sneak this one out on the West Coast and they defeat the Golden Bears. I feel pretty confident that Syracuse is going to start off strong like they ended off the last game because the last game was abysmal. But if they shoot the ball like my guy, Tyler Hero,
Oh, okay.
an all-star for the first time.
There's a little bit of propaganda on Cuse Countdown.
Miami Heat, baby. We're so back. Jimmy Butler's gone. Tyler Hero is the future. Here you go. Take my jersey.
It's been a full month since Olivia Adamson has been on the field, someone who helps in the attack scoring and also in draw controls, but someone who's been a superstar for this team and really stepped up in Adamson's absence is Emma Munchnick, and we've been talking about her. I mean, she had 5 goals in that game against Loyola, but what do you expect to see from her today? Because it feels like she's not slowing down.
Ailey, thanks so much for joining us. Syracuse and Yale, this is another non-conference opponent for Syracuse. How important is this game for the Orange to get early in the season? Last week, he had a beard on our airwaves, but it's gone today. Hey, Skylar, how are you, my friend? On the phone, despite SU's loss over the course of the season. They've been putting together really solid second-half efforts, so what's been the key for that, and how well has it worked so far? It's a great hat.
Get your merch.
CitrusTV.net. There you go. While I fill Gino and Luke's stockings with coal for their naughty takes, it'd be really nice if you stuck around for our few final minutes on Cuse Countdown. See what I did there? Stay with us. Sports still in full swing heading into the holiday season. We need to take a look at our Syracuse teams around the hill. Welcome to Sports. I'm Adam Avin. But before we do just that, let's go big picture to the NFL. The playoffs just around the corner, and a huge game took place last night. Division rivals Detroit and Green Bay faced off on Thursday Night Football, and it was everything you wanted and more. Let's take a look at the highlights from that game. It was the game of the running backs. David Montgomery, 2 touchdowns in this one. Got the Lions off to an early lead. They took a 17-7 lead heading into the halftime break, but Jordan Love for the Packers said, I got you, Green Bay. Hits a deep shot to Christian Watson, sets them up for the touchdown. Like I said, the game of the running backs. Josh Jacobs for the Green Bay Packers, 3 touchdowns in this one, led the comeback, put the team on his shoulders. You love to see that from the all-pro running back. Jordan Love, though, trying to get them back to tie the game or potentially take the lead. They couldn't do that, so they settled for the field goal. The Packers waste all their timeouts now in the 4th quarter, and Jared Goff almost trips. David Montgomery gets the first down, secures the win for the Lions, sets up his kicker, Jake Bates, for the game-winning field goal, and Detroit stays at the top of the NFC. 11-7 was the final tally. In the last 7 matchups against the Terrapins, the Orange just couldn't rally. Enough rhyming, no, I won't take a bow. Let's kick things off because Orange Press Pass starts right now. Syracuse football might have a bye week, but we are still rolling on. Welcome to sports. I'm Adam Avin. That's right, Fran Brown and his squad have no game tomorrow. Sorry, SU football fans, but while they get some well-deserved rest, this week has been busy around the Hill. SU women's soccer is coming off a win against St. Bonaventure and its best start to a season since 2016. But with conference realignment, the Orange will run into some new challenging ACC opponents. Last night, Syracuse flew to Dallas, Texas to play SMU, the first ever matchup between the two programs, and oh boy, did it not go planned. The Mustangs got on the board first. 11th minute, Truth Byers puts it past Cuse goalie Shea Vanderbach, and then SMU hits Syracuse in the box. Aaron Fleury gets their lone goal for the Orange. Syracuse falls to SMU 4-1. The Mustangs were just all over the field. The Orange, though, will have an opportunity to bounce back and get their first ACC win against Virginia Tech on Sunday at noon. The last time Syracuse and Texas played a basketball game against each other, it was 2003. The Cuse won on the back of Carmelo Anthony and took home the national championship. Today, Carmelo Anthony was on the sidelines watching his former squad, and well, the Orange could have used him down the stretch. However, there were a lot of moving parts when building a program, like the fact that the Pac-12, Utah's conference at the time for every other sport they have, doesn't exist in men's lacrosse. So they had to find a new home and somehow ended up in the ASUN. Oh, what teams are in college lacrosse's ASUN, you ask? Air Force, Queens, Mercer, Bellarmine, and Jacksonville. Makes travel a little bit difficult, but that hasn't affected the Utes at all. Since joining the conference in 2022, they have 2 conference championships and 2 NCAA tournament appearances. Last year, Syracuse beat Utah at home, but this year, the Orange head out west. In fact, SU hasn't gone past the Mississippi River for a lacrosse matchup since 2005. Plus, if the Cuse can grab this win, it'd be the 952nd win in program history, second most among Division I programs. So the stakes for this game, higher than you might have thought for both teams. And while Coach Autry still is figuring out lineup decisions, for Texas it's very clear who should be getting the ball in the big moments. Trey Johnson, the true freshman, delivered when it counted. 16 points, 3 assists, and went 6 of 6 from the free throw line in the final minutes to secure the win for Texas. Yeah, guys, should be a battle all over the court between these two programs, but these two have been battling head-to-head for a century. In 1914, the Orangemen beat the Irishmen 50-14. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage for that game, so we're going to jump far ahead. Notre Dame and Syracuse have played at least once a year since 1996. The Cuse beat the Fighting Irish in the Big East tournament that year en route to a national championship appearance led by Jim Boeheim. Syracuse football continues a historic losing streak to arguably its biggest rival and looks to bounce back after a terrible Thursday night football performance. Welcome to sports. I'm Adam Avin. Before we look at the events that took place in Pittsburgh last night, we need to go down the coast to South Carolina because our very own Sam Reese is at Clemson University, where our other football team, SU men's soccer, will be facing off against the Tigers tonight. Sam, good to see you, my friend. What should we be expecting from this matchup? But how does this change affect college football? With conference realignment and this new trend of programs leaving and joining conferences, the landscape of the game might look different. Conferences that used to be regional now go from coast to coast. Certainly, fans have voiced their displeasure with conference realignment, saying it's hurting the integrity of rivalries and the game itself. But Coach Brown, what do you think about the ACC now?
Man, this is my first time coaching. I don't care who we play. It's whatever. I mean, the schedule's already done, so just who we have to go and play. You got Cal, and then you'll have Stanford all the time, who should be on the schedule. So I mean, it's not. I'm happy to be able to go play them. I'm happy to go out to California. I'm happy that Stanford gets to come here.
Definitely much more travel now in a conference with 17 teams. Cal and SMU, along with Stanford, weren't sure where they were going to be before joining the ACC this offseason. But for Stanford head coach Troy Taylor, finding a new home in the ACC can only be described with one word.
Gratitude's probably the biggest word that comes to mind, and then also a respect for what teams are doing, in our conference. You see the parity of teams going against each other. I think it's a league that is very deep. There's really good coaching and talented players, and then there's tough venues. We're playing in one on Friday that's hard to go into those places.
While all this change might be a lot sometimes, this is the new ACC, and maybe this first one between Syracuse and Stanford is just the start to something really cool. After the break, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup from the Stanford side of things. Stay with us. We'll be right back.